You are not stuck, your brain is just totally exhausted. Most professionals and entrepreneurs think that they're operating at 110%, but the reality, they're operating at about 40%, if that. How do I know this? Because from first-hand experience, I've gone through the grind culture. I've been building businesses for the last 10 years, traveling around the world, and I only came to a realization about 2 years ago that I've just been stuck in fight or flight mode the whole time when it comes to building businesses, and it's just really not a nice place to be. So this video is basically designed to actually help you just get more out of your life, to balance the workload and to feel the deeper meaning of life, to be able to establish better relationships, be there for your loved ones more, focus on the things that actually make you happy, and really just have a better life altogether. So a lot of people think, hustle equals success, and don't get me wrong, it does. Like, money is definitely important, and I absolutely still love the hustle, but there's more to it that actually helps you go much further ahead than you think. One of the biggest things that I got wrong was, sleep. I thought sleep was just for weak people. I thought, I could survive on 4 to 6 hours of sleep while building businesses day in and day out. Yes, I did make progress, but the reality is 2 years ago when I actually started to dial in my sleep properly, I have made so much more progress in the last 2 years than, I don't even know, maybe like 4 or 5 years combined. The reason being is my decision making is just so much clearer. I'm making way better decisions in business. I can see way more clearly. I'm not getting stuck as much, and everything's just a lot smoother. So if you're a professional or an entrepreneur and you're just feeling like, you're stuck, the reality is you're probably exhausted and you're just not really actually looking after yourself as well as you should. So entrepreneur and personal development, they go hand in hand. The more that you work on yourself, the more that you grow yourself, the more that your business can be. And a lot of people get stuck over here and not actually doing the work on themselves, and it's just why they get stuck. They can't really outgrow their business, or they just get, they just plateau, or even things go down, and it's because they're not growing themselves or their identity. Now, I'm just going to say to you, out of all the things that I've done in my life with personal development, which has been a ton, the last thing that I chose to fix was my sleep, because it was the only thing left. And I'm gonna just say this to you now. If you fix your sleep, hands down, all the other things come second. I can say from first-hand experience, because I actually thought that I had a really big anxiety problem. I thought, I had mood swings, I felt really high tension. I'd still operate, I'd still get whatever I need to get done, I'd still get it done. But I thought that I may have had, just a really bad anxiety problem. And when it came in my relationships, I was very snappy, yapping, and everything started to go downhill. All outside of the business, everything was going downhill, and it's all because I wasn't looking after myself. So I want you to understand that in this day and age, the grind culture, that's a thing of the past. The modern day entrepreneur or the modern day professional, the someone who just takes 10 leaps ahead in front of everybody else is someone that actually focuses on themselves and takes care of themselves. So sleep is a really important one, and just to cover the basics on how to do that, what I would do if I were you is last meal, this is one of the biggest things, is stop eating about 3 to 4 hours before you go to bed. You'll notice a massive difference in how much of a deeper rest that you'll go in when you don't eat before bed. Your body just gets time to digest, and you just get such a deeper rest. Also, go to bed at the same time every single night, and wake up. If you have to wake up with an alarm, wake up with an alarm. However, I would encourage you to go to bed at the same time every night, but not wake up with an alarm. And you'll find that so for instance, my ideal wake up time is 5 a.m. and I go to bed at 9 p.m. And sometimes I might just wake up at 4:30 a.m. fully rested. And then other times I might wake up at 5:30 a.m. fully rested. If you can go to bed without an alarm, if you have that privilege, just do it. I mean, you can just make that privilege for yourself as well. So the way to do it is just go to bed earlier and know that you're going to wake up much earlier. Because once you actually dial in the rest and you go into bed at the same time, you'll find that it's just like this rhythm, and it's just really like your body won't wake up 1 or 2 hours later. You don't have to worry about that, because once your body sets that rhythm, it knows. So yeah, I mean, I thought that I had an anxiety problem, and when I dialed in my sleep, like my mental fog just cleared so much. I could not believe it, like how much lower my heart rate was, how much easier it was to connect and just be my more true, authentic self. Because I think that's the goal at the end of the day as well, right? We're all chasing these titles, we're all wanting to grow these businesses because, you know, we might want validation, we might want to be able to fit in, or we might actually just want to make massive impact with our businesses. Whatever it is, all of this comes back down to being your truest, most authentic self and looking after yourself. The word selfish, it's a bad word. I think selfish is actually a really good thing to do, and that just means putting yourself first. So that means, you know, if your bedtime is like mine at 9 p.m, that means if there's a social event on or whatnot, you say no. And it's not because you're being selfish, it's because you're actually looking after yourself and you're putting yourself first. Because what a mentor said to me a long time ago is you are your biggest asset. So all these things externally that you're trying to get, if you internally can't make yourself the number one priority and make yourself the biggest asset, then everything externally will just crumble. Some other big things that I've got into that have really helped me is just 15 minutes of breathing and mindfulness meditation in the morning. And without a game changer, I go to bed at night, I have my phone on airplane mode, and I do not turn my phone off airplane mode until I've done the 15-minute meditation. Now, I just flew into Bali last night from Barcelona, been in Europe for a bit. I had really bad jet lag, and I woke up and I turned my airplane mode off for the first time in months before I did my meditation. And wow, the first part of the morning was just so chaotic. It felt like everything was pulling my attention. You need to understand that first part of your day, whether you want to spend it with God, yourself, or if there's something else that you believe in, just sit there in silence and take that time to just really recalibrate, because it's going to set you up for a way more successful day, and the input, is going to give you way more output. Another thing is breath work. So for a long time, I had so much tension stored up. And where does it store up? It stores up in your body. So if you're someone that was like me and you constantly feel like you might have been in that fight, or you are in that fight or flight mode, get into breath work. Start breathing that stuff out, because it stores up and you really have got to release that stuff. And on top of that is focusing on forgiveness. So, you know, if you got any issues or grudges towards anyone else or yourself, you really want to focus on forgiveness, so you can just clear your soul out, so you're ready to operate at 150,000%. So yeah, what I could say to you, like the biggest thing from all of this is obviously what I said is the most important, is sleep. Now, everyone sleeps, but no one knows how to do it properly. People who are going to bed times are all shocking times, or it's always different. They're not eating the right thing before bed, or they're not waking up the right way properly. And people just don't know how much it's affecting them. I didn't know how much it was affecting me. I heard sleep, all this type of stuff, and I thought it was a bunch of bullshit. I thought I just naturally had anxiety. I was naturally this really edgy person. I thought that was just who I was. Until I started fixing sleep and resting properly, it changed so many things in my life. So if you're someone that's watching this and you're a professional and you just feel like you're stuck and you're just not even happy, because for me, I wasn't even happy. I love working and I love grinding, but I wasn't even happy with who I was, or I wasn't even happy with my life outside of it. I was just addicted to the grind, and the quality of life just wasn't that good. So this is your time to wake up. If you're watching this video, start to make some of your hobbies a priority. Like for me, surfing, boxing is some massive priority, so I really make time for them now. But if you're someone that has other priorities, hobbies, start making them a priority as well. Because I think success is really a game of biochemistry, and the better that you feel, the better energy that you put out, the more that comes back, the better results you get way quicker as well. So start making time for your hobbies, because it will really shift your state, and even starting to make time for family and friends. And the number one thing is just get your sleep dialed in. And I'm telling you right now, it will get rid of 99% of your mental problems. Don't have the fear that you're going to be missing out on work that needs to be done. Learn how to be patient and just put those things to the following day, because I'm telling you right now, it's a secret and it's your weapon, and you will propel forward so much quicker than you think. Even though that you think you might be missing a few hours, you will be getting so much more done. If you're someone that's really stuck at this and you need someone to hold you accountable, or even just show you how to rest and recover and sleep properly so you can even double your income, get rid of this brain fog, then book a call with me below, and I'll just be able to show you what I did firsthand and how I got myself out of this hole into this lavish life now of having the freedom to travel around the world and having great relationships with my family, really focused on my health. Health is wealth. And then also obviously focused on business as well. So if you want to start actually making the quality of life a bit more of a priority, and being able to make all these other things much beautiful and better than they are, book a call with me below, and we're going to focus on the first thing for you, which is the rest and recovery, because I know firsthand, I've tried nearly everything, any type of recovery routine you can think of, I've tried it. And knowing how to sleep and be a professional sleeper is the very best thing that you could ever do for your life. So book a call with me below and I'll be able to chat with you further. Also, if you're someone that does struggle with sleep, let me know in the comments below what is the biggest thing that you struggle with. And if you are a really good sleeper, let me know what the number one thing you do is to have a really good sleep routine as well.